Hey there, it's Melissa Mortensen from Polka Dot Chair, and I am so excited to be with you today for Riley Blake Virtual Quilt Market. First of all, I have to apologize for the microphone little cord. I just recorded 30 minutes worth of videos with no sound, and I don't trust this little thing anymore. It has a little blue dot, so as long as I know the blue dot is on, I know that it's picking up the sound. And so I'm leaving it out because I don't trust it. But anyway, I just had to laugh because I've been waiting all week for a sunny day. I live in Kentucky and we have notoriously gloomy winters, and finally got a sunny day today, got everything set up and got the videos recorded, felt so relieved, and then realized they had no sound. So a little grayer outside than I would like right now, but let's jump into talking a little bit about Spooky Schoolhouse. So Spooky Schoolhouse is my next Halloween line from Riley Blake Designs. It comes out in April 2023. I like to come up with little stories behind the fabric collections that I come up with, and this one is no exception. I really started in my head envisioning this world where these kids went to witch boarding school, and it was fun and bright and colorful, and I probably need to write it all down at some point. But I came up with a few of the prints in the line, and then I was kind of stumped. I was like, it needs one more thing, and I was couldn't think of what it needed, and finally it dawned on me, and I want to share a little bit about that print with you because it's turned out to be my favorite print in the line. When I was younger, and even now that I'm older, I loved Hitchcock movies. My mom used to watch a lot of Hitchcock movies, and I kind of just picked up on it. And one of my favorite Hitchcock movies is Rear Window. And I don't even know if I so much liked the plot of Rear Window, definitely like Jimmy Stewart, but I loved those scenes where they would pan to the building and you would see all the windows of the people that lived across the street or the hall from the street from Jimmy Stewart. And it was like a little tiny little storybooks that you would see, and you could get like a little vision of what was going on in that person's apartment. And I just love that idea of telling a story with windows. So as I was thinking about this line, I thought, oh, that's what I need to show all the windows. So this is the Schoolhouse print from the line, and it features, so this is the schoolhouse, and here are all the witches and their teachers that live inside of the schoolhouse, and each little window is designed to kind of tell a different story. Also would be a fun print if you like to fussy cut, and I love to fussy cut fabric, so I always put lots of little details into my collections, so you guys have lots to choose from fussy cutting. So that is the inspiration behind that school print in the line. And then going along with that schoolhouse theme, checking that little blue light, we have the park, which this is kind of like, I mean, I haven't been to New York enough, and I feel like if I say it's Central Park that someone's going to correct me. This is like a Central Park-like park that the kids in the school hang out in. And then, of course, we have iconic Witch Night print, and what is witch school without a potions class? So here you have got shelves and shelves of potions with lots of fun names and little details for you guys to kind of discover in that. And then there is a ghost print. In my head, the witches in this school do not have pet cats and dogs. They have pet ghosts. And I know, that's, like I said, silly. I like to come up with lots of stories. So they've got ghosts in the line. And then one of the other prints I wanted to introduce was the spell books. Because obviously it's school, you need to have some spell books. So lots of different spell books. There's potions and spells, care of brooms, magic theory, lots of little kind of details for you guys to discover. And one of the things I love the most about this print and like the night print and some other ones is that the fabric has silver sparkle on it. So it will just kind of get that little bit of a glint for you, a little more, just a little bit of extra magic as you sew your projects with it. I love to design panels to go with my fabric collections. I think panels are such a wonderful way for customers to sew more with the fabrics, because you might have customers, or maybe you're one of them, that you don't feel as confident in your quilting abilities, but you still want to make something, and a panel just gives you a lot of options of different things to kind of make and sew with those panels. And it also gives us as designers opportunity to feature some more some larger graphics and bolder prints than we would put in like a smaller fabric like this that's meant to be cut up, because these are meant to be cut up, but cut up into giant pieces. So I want to show you a couple of them. So there are 4 panels on the line that are meant to be used for trick-or-treat bags. And this bag is, this like panel print is made out of home deck fabric, which is different than we've done with the other ones in the past. But there are 4 different prints, and all you have to do is cut them out and stitch them up. This one I made double-sided just to show you both sides, but you could easily just use like the black sparkler or white sparkler basic on the bag if you want. Then I wanted to show you that you don't have to make trick-or-treat bags. You can also make other things. These are meant to be pillows, and all I did was cut the panel to 10.5-inch square and then make it into a sawtooth store block. When Halloween gets closer, I'll be sure to share a free tutorial on my site for this. You could also very easily turn these into a really fun Halloween quilt. If you did 3 across by 4 down, you'd end up with a quilt that's like pretty big. So, because these are 20-inch blocks. So, a good size for a lap quilt. But anyway, I digress a little bit. So just to show you kind of an idea. And I went with a lot of black and white in this line because hopefully that will appeal to a broad range of your customers so they can mix and match it with some of their favorite Halloween quilts. So I also want to introduce you to my quilt for the line called Spooky Shelfie. I don't know if you know, but on Instagram, there's this thing, like you've heard of everyone taking selfies, but there was this thing going around Instagram for a while where people were taking shelfies. And the idea of like you style like a bookshelf in your home and you take a picture of it, and so you call it a shelfie. So I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, if you have a school for witches, there's going to be a lot of bookcases, lots of books. So what would be on the bookshelves for the witch school? Like I said, deep dive into the story here. But anyway, so I sat down and sketched for a while and came up with the Spooky Shelfie quilt. And I will drop a picture of the full pattern in here for you guys to see what it looks like. But it features a number of blocks. There are books, obviously, and pumpkins, and then potions. I think the potion blocks are some of my favorites. Lots of opportunities to fussy cut your fabric with this, and a nice bubbling cauldron and bubbles and more pumpkins and a broom sitting by the side. And on the back I have used my purple sparkler fabric, which really just pulls out some of these really deep purples in the line. This will be featured as a boxed kit from Riley Blake. Next year it will have the pattern and the fabric all in one box, and to go along with that we'll be hosting a quilt along on my site and on my YouTube channel, Polka Dot Chair, with some videos with tips and tricks as you sew the quilt to kind of help you along the way with some of like the trickier blocks. I'll announce the exact dates for that next year. Just want to make sure that we have enough time for the fabric to arrive in stores and the kits to come in and get to customers so that everybody, when they're ready to start, has all the materials in their hands. And just watch my Instagram page or sign up for my newsletter and you'll get lots of information with the date and timing about that. The pattern will also be available as a standalone pattern if that is something that you prefer to do instead. I hope that you guys enjoy Spooky Schoolhouse. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed designing it. I tried to be very thoughtful and deliberate with the choices that I made for the prints, for the scales, for the colors in the quilt, to give you fabrics that are sewable and fun to create with. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it.